we're going to start off this morning. We're talking about a little bit about trying to build our reputation, or how do we sell ourselves to people. It's so important that we have to sell ourselves, or that people have a good impression of who we are and what we can do to help them. In life, we've been talking about being resourceful, not having resources. If you don't have resources, you have to be resourceful. Well, part of being resourceful is understanding that you have to take in to sell yourself. Okay, as you sell yourself, that's how you become resourceful, because you get other people that's going to join in on what you're doing.
Thank you so very much, Stanley. I think before I can go to my LinkedIn account, I'll just first talk about something small. And this something small will be about selling yourself, because before you go to LinkedIn, what are you even going to do on LinkedIn? How are you going to sell yourself to people? So if I met someone on the road right now, let's say we don't have time to talk, we don't have enough time to talk together, and that person asked me, so how can I get to you? Or how can I access you? Maybe in the other easy way of getting so close to you. The first thing I would say is, if I say my name, can that person find me? Let's first try it out. I'll just share my screen, and then we see. If I go to Google Chrome and ask Google, does it know Conrad Leonard? Before I even put solutions or anything, let's say I look out for Conrad Leonard. So if I looked out for Conrad Leonard, what comes first is Wikipedia knows Conrad Leonard, but this is not the Conrad Leonard we are looking for, because this is not me. But when we go to the second one, this is Conrad Leonard, and it is exactly picking from the LinkedIn that we are going to. So first of all, for search engine optimization, LinkedIn comes first, even before Twitter, before Facebook, before anything. LinkedIn comes first. So when I search for Conrad Leonard, you'll see this is Conrad Leonard and Digital Operations Manager. If I click on this, automatically I'll go to my LinkedIn account. So when you click on that, you automatically go to my LinkedIn account. If you also search on your phone or on your laptop or anywhere, if you search for Conrad Leonard, you will automatically find Conrad Leonard. That is selling yourself. And how am I even being known? Let's say I don't have a website, I don't have anything, but I have a LinkedIn account. Anyone can search for my name and they can easily get to me. So when you get to my profile, you'll find out that Conrad Leonard is a Digital Operations Manager at Educational Missions and is the CEO Conrad Leonard Solutions. So that exactly gives you my profile. And from that profile, you can tell that, yes, this is the Conrad Leonard I'm looking for, or he is a different person. And how do you get a LinkedIn account? It is not paid for. It is not like a website. Anyone can have a LinkedIn account. It is a social media account, like how you can have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, a YouTube account. You just need to go to Chrome and then search for LinkedIn. You register and log in. So from there, you will now work on your profile. Let's say I want to know more about Conrad Leonard. So first of all, this is my profile. And when we scroll down, I can see the activities. I can see the people that are following me. I have 181 followers. I'm sure Stanley has about 1,000 or even more. He has more than I have. So this is the first post that this is the post that I recently did post, which is today's meeting, self-prosperity. And this is another post that I have, another post, and I have several posts. But let's go to about Conrad. So Conrad says, Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions is a dynamic multi-purpose company dealing with website graphics design, marketing, social media management, and business branding. So that still talks about Conrad, but now this talks about Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions, where Conrad works. Because under Conrad, you'll find out that he's the CEO, Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions. And that means down there, when you see Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions, then that is about Conrad still, but now he's trying to introduce the Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions. So when you look at his experience, he has worked as a digital operations manager, educational missions. Presently, it is 1 year and 4 months. That is what is just stated here. And you can even see profile, you can see pictures. He has worked as a freelancer at Aspen Junior School under Web and Content Management. He's the executive director or the chief executive officer at Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions. And he's a graduate, no, he was a graduate trainee at Clark International University. So this is more of your CV, because your CV will automatically include this. It is going to include your experience. It is going to include where you have started from and where you have worked. And the good thing with LinkedIn, when you automatically join LinkedIn, it is going to give you several names of people that you have studied with. Let's say you have included your university. If I say I studied from Mukumba University, I'll automatically get friends from Mukumba University. So it points out those people that went to Mukumba University, and in your category, you'll find that you have those people within you. You may even find your friends there. So it can easily outline for you some people in the beginning. So when we go to education, I told you this is something like your CV. So it also talks about your education. I did a certificate in graphics design, and this I did from Artfield Institute. I did a bachelor's in science, a bachelor's of science in computer science from Mukumba University. And then I did my USCE at Barra High School. So you can easily also tell that I went to school and this is where I started from. Then when we go to volunteering, I also did volunteer as an intern at Uganda Revenue Authority. That is where I did my first internship from. And then I also did another internship from Clark International University. That was my second internship. So that still talks about you, and this is marketing yourself. That is just like giving someone your name and someone goes to find about Conrad. So if they are trying to search about Conrad, this is the information they are going to get. This is the information they are going to find, that Conrad really went to this school, he does this, and someone will either give you a job from this, or even say, or maybe he's a con man, or whatever he does post on his sites, it is not legit work, because mostly LinkedIn is for professional work. And then I also have skills. I have skills in Joomla. I was endorsed by Stanley. And then I have skills in WordPress. I was also endorsed by Stanley. Graphics, Stanley still endorsed me. And courses in computer science. That is one of the courses that I did. That is HTML and CSS. I did that course at Open Classroom. That is a Google. It is a Google Classroom. So it is just open, free of charge. But when you want their certificate, you pay for a certificate. It's like how we have Khan Academy. You go there, you do your course. But when you do from Khan Academy, you won't get a certificate and you won't pay for anything, but you will just do a free course. So it is the same as Open Classroom. When you go there, it gives you a certificate when you have passed, but for you to download that certificate, you need to pay for a certificate. And of course, we are always looking for free things, but I did a course from there. Then the languages I speak, English, Runyankore, and Uganda. Then interests, you can see my interests. I'm just interested in Bill Gates. And of course, we are always looking for such people who are bigger than us, and we learn from such people. So that is just something small about me, but I'm sure when you go to Facebook, you won't find some of this content. If I just take you back to LinkedIn, let's say if I find the meaning of LinkedIn. So if you do a research about LinkedIn, you'll find out that LinkedIn, let me just move this here. So you'll find out that LinkedIn is an American business and employment-oriented online service that operates via websites and mobile apps. Launched on May 5th, 2003, the platform is primarily used for professional networking. I was looking for this word. It is mostly used for professional networking. And you will automatically find out that when you have a LinkedIn account, or if you go to my LinkedIn account, you'll find that the content I have on LinkedIn is quite different from the content that I have on my Facebook account or on my Twitter account. I can make any nonsense on Twitter. I can post anything on Twitter. I can post anything on Facebook, but I respect my LinkedIn account because it is for professional networking. And the other thing it adds and says, and career development, and allows job seekers to post their CVs and employers to post jobs. So when we talk about jobs, when we go back to LinkedIn, you'll find out that we have a button just right on top here. We have this button. So this button says jobs. When human resource officers are mostly looking for employers, most of them post jobs here on LinkedIn. And after posting that, they go through profiles because you can search for something and you easily find it. And someone is going to contact you, send you a message. After sending you a message, you reply back. But that person will have already read about you in the beginning. They will first have the real you, know where you have worked, what you're doing currently, even if you send someone your CV, because people are no longer even looking for a CV. Surprisingly, when I finished my university level, when I joined Clark International University for my internship, my second internship, I did my my second internship. And when I finished the internship, that is the time I was graduating. After graduation, I told my manager, I'm like, so now I graduated, do I need to bring in my transcript? Because I now have the real transcript for my graduation. My manager told me, we don't need your transcript because we just need what you can deliver. Right now, we are not looking at chasing you, but at least we know you know what you're doing, whether you have studied or not, but we just want you to deliver and give us content. If we give you work and you're doing work, then why do we even need your CV? No, so why do we even need your transcript? So it is the same thing that you should look up to. That goes to professionalism, but if you don't have a LinkedIn account, I would really advise that you can create one. You can have a company LinkedIn account, because if we just go here and look for, let's say, educational missions. So when we look for educational missions, you'll find that educational missions has a LinkedIn account. So you can even see it has several videos. You can see posts that have been posted there. This is Edwin. I'm sure most of you know Edwin. So we have several things that were posted on this, and you can also go and do research and search about a company. Why this is so important? It is most people here in Uganda don't have money to pay for websites. Anyone can have a website. Yes, I also have a website, which is Conrad Leonard Digital Solutions, but most people don't have websites. So when you don't have a website, instead of going to Facebook, Twitter, and wasting time, if you can always build your CV, because everything you add on your CV, make sure you update your LinkedIn account. Everything you add on your CV, you update your LinkedIn account. So this will automatically help you, and it is going to help those people that are really looking for jobs. There are several jobs, there are several notifications that are always coming in here. Or maybe if you need help with LinkedIn at some point, I'm always in, and I'm sure I can help you out set up your profile. We can do it together from the beginning, and how you can even get notifications according to what you're doing. Because if I'm doing graphics and IT related work, I won't get auditing work, I won't get maybe agriculture or any other thing, maybe surgery. I'll always receive according to how I have personalized myself and how my profile talks about me. So I can help anyone who really feels like they need a LinkedIn account. They can contact me. I think we are really running out of time, and I'm sure Stanley has something to share about his LinkedIn account too, and Angela has the same. So for now, I think I'll just stop here, but we have several social media accounts. If you go to Educational Missions, you'll find we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. So we are not saying you leave your other accounts, But if you can also have a LinkedIn account, it is always a very good practice, and I'm sure it is going to help you out. Thank you so very much. And Stanley, I give the floor back to you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very, very informative. And, you know, I hadn't thought about that. When you look at the cost factor of having a website, talking about yourself, especially if you're in Uganda, LinkedIn really solves that problem, okay? LinkedIn really gives you that opportunity to sell yourself to people. And having a good LinkedIn will make you be more professional appearing than the person who doesn't have a LinkedIn who's looking for that same opportunity. I thought it was cool also that you pointed out that the jobs that were listed, okay, right on there, that you have a jobs tab, which means you can go and you can find work, plus you can list different things if you need some assistance in that. I want to go to Angela now, and she's going to share a little bit about what a one-pager would be, or what is it that we're going to do. If you can unmute yourself there, baby doll, okay?
Okay.
And
you ready? Ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Something that I'm learning about is, you know, we have a business card. When you get to that point, you have a business, you have your business card. But what people are looking for, especially employers, people wanting your services, they like what's called a one sheet. And a one sheet is, it's a sheet that you actually will either mail to them or give to them as a handout, or you can even have it in your LinkedIn page. A lot of the people I work with have it in their LinkedIn page, this one sheet. And I've been in the process of creating mine. It's not complete yet because it has to be like your calling card. It tells who you are. It has a picture of you. If you've written books, you put the copy of the cover of the book on there. You could put some testimonials on this one sheet. You can add all of your social media sites, like how they reach out and contact you, your web page, phone numbers if you want it. So it gives more than a business card has room to give. And that's why it's a great thing to put on your LinkedIn page. So I've been working on mine because it's an assignment that we have been given in the groups that I'm with. And it's a process. And I probably will redevelop it over the years as I hone in more as to what I do. And creating this one sheet will actually show you who you are, what you're about, because it puts that demand on you, like create. I got to create this page about myself. What am I going to say about myself? What do I want the world to know about me if all I hand them is a piece of paper? So it really makes you hone in on who you are and what you want to represent to the world. So being I'm a writer and I work with recreating a story, mine is actually a 2-pager because it's a front and back, which is, you know, we can do that. But I use Canva, which is another program that I use for free. And I think, Conrad, you work with Canva sometimes? Oh, I don't know if you heard me.
Sometimes.
Okay, well, it's a place for us to make graphic designs, and it's free app. I use it on my laptop all the time. I create flyers, but I created this on Canva, and I just took pictures and put them inside of things. So I was able to create things that pertain to writing a story. That's why I got like a little film strip to show that I'm rewriting a story. But this is what I'm working on. It's still a work in progress, but it's helping me to identify more of who I am and the services I want to provide the world. So I highly recommend it. And what is on a one sheet, like I told you, it'll be a professional picture about, you know, you. You don't want an everyday picture. You want this to be very professional because it's like your business card. And it'll have a statement on there about what services you provide, who you are, and contact information, you know, just stuff like that. Whatever you want the world to know about you. And it's a lot more than a business card. You can put a lot more to it. I hope that helped and did not confuse you any but it is a great thing to do. It's honestly a great little project. Even if you don't create it to hand out, just create it for yourself, because it's going to really help you to understand more of who you are. Okay, and that's all I have to say.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. It's almost like a sales presentation of yourself on a one sheet paper. It's sort of like an 8.5 by 11 full sheet of paper. You're just taking you're breaking it down and you're talking about yourself. So you're really, it's what's the skills do you want to sell? Okay, what is it that you want to other people? And like Angela says, you learn a lot about yourself just going through the process of writing that. And what do you want people to think about you? Okay, if you're a pastor, for an example, you want to, talk about your mission, your goal. What is your vision that you're trying to accomplish? Let people, my wife is real big about this, let people feel your heart. Okay, not just the facts, although the facts are important. If you were able to read through Angela's one sheet, you'll find that her heart, okay, or her passion is being expressed on that one sheet. And a lot of times, a business card, when you look at business card, you're going to have it just as, I'm trying to pull one up here real quick. So for an example, this is the difference in a size of a business card compared to a one sheet, right? Okay. So it's nice for people to have your business card, but if they have a one sheet, then they have a lot more information about you. And Angela, I think, mentioned this, that she's got her one sheet, or some people put them on their LinkedIn account. Okay. But that LinkedIn account comes back and say something, honey.
Yeah, it's important to put one on your LinkedIn account. Mine's not on there yet because I'm still developing it, but that's my goal. I've got to get this thing finished so I can put it on my LinkedIn. So when people are going through my LinkedIn page, they see this one sheet and they're like, oh, okay, I see exactly what she's promoting here. And right. Especially if somebody wants to reach out and contact you to learn more about you, you have this in a PDF form in your computer. You can just email it right to them. And they appreciate that. They really do appreciate that when they're wanting to learn more about you. So yeah, have it available. You can have it as a hard copy, have it as a PDF on your laptop, and get it in your LinkedIn page.
Right. Remember, guys, our goal is to sell ourselves. Because it's I'm always hearing that we don't have the resources. So we have to be resourceful. Okay. We have to make those connections. We have to expand the number of people that we're touching. I see Charity Gospel Missions from Africa. I don't see your first name there, but I see that your organization, but that means that you have to be able to promote. You have to be able to have sponsors. You have to have people that are going to take and help you to achieve your goal. And they feel better. They feel more confident when they see a professional image being put out by yourself. And that's what one sheet will help you to do. It's also what LinkedIn helps you to do. Let me just share my LinkedIn account with you real quick here. Let me see if I can find it. Bingo, here I am. Let me share this screen. And it's been a while since I've done a little work on this, guys, so I know I need to do some additional work. I got somebody else coming in, okay? But here you'll see mine as a motivational educational training, and this is for me being more of a professional speaker or dealing with people along those lines. You'll see that I've got over 500 plus connections to people who have connected with me on LinkedIn. You'll see that I've got, let me see, analysts, I got 39 profile views just recently, private to me. That's 167 impressions, 44. That tells me how many people are reaching out. Every week I get a text from LinkedIn that says, 7 new people looked at your profile. You get information when people look at your profile, and you'll know what it is that you're doing with them. Okay. Let's say a little bit about Stanley, and you can go bop and see more. And you can see all of my history right here. Okay. This is almost like a little resume that I put together. And if I want to edit it, I just go right up here, and I'm right in this, loading it up, and see, now I can begin to write exactly what I want. I have 2,600 total characters. I've used 1,900, almost 2,000 of those characters. So you can take and write what yourself. You start on it. Once you get started on it, you need to go back a week later and think about it again and do a little more, and then go back another week later and think about it a little more. So you got everything is going to be in the constant development stages. You see here activities. I've got 1,351 people that are following me on LinkedIn, okay, which really means that I need to be consistently communicating, because those people are going to get a pop-up and they're going to learn something about me. You'll see here where I'm CEO of Rentals Facilitators, which is a variety of things that we do. But then not only do I have stills here, but I have, for an example, video right here. So if I want people to learn a little bit about what I'm doing, I would pop on here. I'd go right on there and they begin to view or to watch this YouTube video that's going to pop up and in a mini player here.
If you're responsible for managing and training others, I want to show you a brand new cognitive tool. You'll love it, or maybe you won't, but at least you're going to be better informed. This tool is going to be
so you can see there, I'm actually selling, okay? With you guys, okay, with educational missions, you get all this stuff for free. With that, I'm looking for HR departments, okay, that are, HR being human resource departments, people that are hiring folks, okay? So I've got that on there. So they can actually go and they can see his sales pitch, which is, you use your education. But let's say if you're, here again, if you're a pastor and you're trying to give out, you take some of your best material, make it short, okay? Don't put a 30-minute, 40-minute teaching on there, an hour and a half, pull out some important clips, because you want to edit, okay, what it is that you're having people see. You want them just to see the best, okay? You want them just to get a taste of who you are as a person. That's how they make buying decisions. A lot of times, if you got somebody who's going to be making a decision, they may watch your video, but once they watch it, they may say to a couple of other people, let's watch this together and tell me what you think of this person compared to what I think of this other person over here. And it may give you the opportunity to get that job. So you see here, in this particular case, I don't know how many of you know this gentleman here, but he was Colin Powell. So in our government, he was a very important person. He was Secretary of State for the United States of America at one point. So he's a very high profile person. If you have your picture taken with a very high profile person, or a person that's impressive, it's good to show it on there. So just because you had your picture taken with them, it's almost like you get a little bit of their credibility, okay? You share a little bit of their credibility only because you were in the same room with the person. Now, unfortunately, Colin Powell has passed away. He was a general, matter of fact, also before he became Secretary of State. So he was in our military, one of our highest ranking government officials that we have had. And he wouldn't know me from Adam, all right? In reality, if I walked back into the same room, I've taken this picture with him, right? Taken this picture with him, met him one time, unless he's got an amazing memory, he met probably 100 people or more that same day, right? So I wouldn't expect 2 years later or 3 years later for him to even have the slightest idea who I am, but it doesn't matter, okay? As far as the credibility that's given to me by his presence being on my LinkedIn. Follow what I'm saying? So you're looking at anything that you can do to begin to build your yourself. Here I'm with this particular, I'm at a Toastmaster meeting, and I'm an ambassador. So you can see that I've got my fancy thing on. This lady, I forget who she was, but she was an international director of Toastmasters, and she's very well known in that particular group of people. Here I am on stage. I'm taking an award, okay, from Metropolitan Ministries. So now people see that aspect, and it helps them to make a make a, they tie me to the credibility of Metropolitan Ministries and the things that's gone on there. So there's lots of things that you can take and put up there. Here I'm at the University of South Florida. We're talking about my education. I actually take and posted the picture here of me at the university, or here I'm sitting in a class. Here's one of the emblems at the University of South Florida. So it just sort of ties me personally now in a greater way to the University of South Florida, okay? Which is, of course, where I have been going to school at. I'm a lifelong learner. So there's my some volunteer things that I have accomplished. My skills, you'll see that I've got, I have 60 endorsements for marketing. I have, for my leadership skills, I have 56 people who have endorsed me. For my 51 endorsements for my public speaking skills. These endorsements can be very important too, because if 51 people said that I'm a good public speaker and they're willing to step out on the limb and say that, then potentially I have that credibility from those other people, okay? So let's put this person into the room. And so that's what LinkedIn is designed to do, is to design to give you credibility. And I call it, it's sort of like selling without selling. In other words, you're selling yourself, you're selling your own capabilities without selling. Somebody's coming to you. If somebody comes to you, if they come to your LinkedIn, just like they come to your Facebook, they want to know who you are. If they come to your LinkedIn, they want to know who you are. And that gives you the opportunity to have that credibility. You're able to take the things that you have accomplished in life, which if I was sitting here talking to you one-on-one, I wouldn't tell you about, being volunteer of the year of Metropolitan Ministries. I wouldn't tell you about, being president of Toastmasters Club, Plant City Club. I wouldn't tell you about all of these things that has happened to me in the past. Wouldn't tell you about my, my credentials from school. However, when the person goes to LinkedIn, then they can learn all of that stuff about me, which gives myself credibility. And now, if I have to ask a favor of that person, or I ask that person to support me in some way, or I may ask that person to introduce me to somebody else, then they're more likely to do that because they know who I am as a person. They know more about my background. So if you stay around the same people that you always are around, you will receive the same things that you already receive, okay? You have to begin to think about, how do I meet people that are above me? How do I meet people that are more successful than I, okay? If you begin to meet these people that are more successful than you are, then guess what? They're going to help bring you up, okay? They're going to help bring you up. They're going to help open up new doors for you. And so having that opportunity, no matter where you're at, whether it is some type of a party that you're going to, or whether it's a social event, whether it's a church event, whether it's a government meeting that you're going to, you can go to government meetings. Okay, you can go to meetings where people are making decisions right there and meet new people that you've never even dreamed of meeting before, because a lot of your government meetings are open to people. And that's where you may find money. You may find money at school board meetings, okay? I'm sure there's meetings that you have in there where it's open to the public, okay? Probably not advertised very well, but you may find some of the exact people that you feel as if you need to meet right there and right then, okay? So that's basically what we're going to cover. Unfortunately, today I got a message from our speaker, Michael Brock, that was supposed to be with us today. He does send everybody his apology. He was hoping to be here at 11:45, but he is an Army man. And so when the team has to go, he has to go. All right. And so unfortunately, he had to get busy, and he's with them today doing what he needed to do. So please accept my apologies. I want to open the floor right now to see if there's any comments that that would like to be made here? Anybody like to chirp in and share with us a little bit? I know Teddy has a LinkedIn, and Teddy, can you show your, and I see Pastor Christopher is up there. So Teddy, will come back to you in just a second if you want to share with us, Pastor Chris. Let
Thank
Teddy
you.
share.
I may not be able to. I've been trying to see how it can work here, but it has failed. It's on some other phone and it blacked out. Battery got off. So maybe next time.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But you have used LinkedIn yourself then?
Yeah.
Good, good. And you continue to work on that and develop that. So that's a step in the right direction. Pastor Christopher, okay, you got your hand up. Come to us.
Thank you for the wonderful message. And I thank God for plans to be part of this meeting. The powerful message I've got on our plan on how to excel myself. Though part of it, we also need to give other people the idea. These low people. Sorry, I'm in the noisy place, but it will be fine. We need also to help these people who doesn't use the social media to excel themselves. Like those people who are living like at the low moment. They don't know how to use the media. They don't have WhatsApp. They don't have Facebook account and all this. How can we help these young people who are? Yes, please. That's my question. How can we help those people who are very poor? They don't use WhatsApp. They don't use Google. They don't use Facebook account. How can we help them to excel themselves? That is the most important question we have.
Okay, the principle of meeting and greeting people works regardless of how poor that you are. Okay, if you don't have any internet service, you don't have a laptop, you don't have things along those lines. Okay, and I understand, Pastor Christopher, that you're dealing with a lot of people who just don't have the resources. But the principle of meeting new people and trying to lift yourself out is the same regardless of where you're at. Okay, it doesn't matter if you take a ladder. Okay, if you take that ladder and you lean it up against that building that you're behind, looks like you're right standing behind a 2-story building there. Okay, that building is 2 stories tall. Okay, now if you lean a big ladder all the way to it, it's just as far. You have to take the first step on that ladder. The second step is the same distance as the first step. You've got to take it. And the third step is there. You've got to take it. The fourth step is there. You've got to take it. And consequently, no matter where you are at in your financial positions, you have to practice the same tools. Okay, you have to practice greeting and meeting people and expanding the people that you know. If people that are poor and are struggling only socialize with people that are poor and struggling, they won't have that opportunity to get up. So they literally have to begin to look at, where can I meet this person? Where, because every community, Pastor Christopher, in the community, you would be considered prosperous compared to some of the other folks that are in there. Okay. And so people should get to know you better, right? I bet you that you look in your community, you'll see somebody who's more prosperous than you are. So how do you build a relationship with that person? That person seems to be on a different plateau, on a different step on the ladder. So no matter where we're at in the process, it's exactly the same. We have to look at the person that's up here and say, how do we get up here? How do we begin to get it? The people that are up here that are a little more successful, their mindset is going to be different. The things that they're going to be talking about is going to be a little bit different. Okay. When people are, and so you have to begin to put yourself in that type of environment of people that are more successful. I guess that's what I would share with you on that, Pastor Christopher. Does that make sense? All right. Do we have somebody else who would like to say something? Evans, you've been there. Have you got something on your heart you'd like to share with us? Okay, we're at 11:59 right now. We're almost at our 12 o'clock period here, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. If you can, okay, I want you to take some time this week, if you can get online and look at LinkedIn and begin to think about how are you going to do your own LinkedIn, okay? How are you going to begin to prepare that? If you have questions, you go back and we're going to find a special video that we're going to post on educational missions. Conrad will look for it today or tomorrow. Here comes Eddie Jack. Bingo. He will look for it maybe later tonight or tomorrow, but sometime this week we will get posted on there a video on preparing your LinkedIn and on what you need to do on LinkedIn. Eddie Jack, we were just about to say goodbye to everybody. We've been talking about LinkedIn and the importance of being on there and developing some of those things. Conrad, do you have any final statements for us?
Yes, to talk about LinkedIn and selling yourself, I think LinkedIn is one of the best that we can rely on. And of course, when we look at expenditure, when we look at money, because most people are looking at a way of not putting in money. So if you don't have money, I'm sure the best application you look up to is LinkedIn. Though you can also sell yourself on Facebook, you can sell yourself on Twitter. But the problem is when you go to Twitter or when you go to Facebook, you'll find that there are several people with your name. So you'll find that there are so very many people that have that name that you own. If I'm looking for you, I'll either look for your profile, but what if I don't know your profile? LinkedIn has been able to make sure that it sieves through. If someone has your name, at least they will always ask you to use your second name first, or they tell you to add in your maybe father's name or any other name, so that at least you could be different. But professionally, LinkedIn is the best to be on. And when you're on LinkedIn, trust me, anyone can easily find you. About jobs, I started putting out notifications. I have people who have testimonies that have received jobs from LinkedIn. I am one of the people. The number has grown. I'm sure people have received jobs from LinkedIn. I've also seen testimonies of people on LinkedIn itself saying they have tried to apply for some companies and they were able to get jobs just like that. So here in Uganda, people publish posts like, if I have a job, I always want to go in newspapers or go to a telecommunications company and give them my bio, give them the introduction and so on. And that makes one will have to pay money to make sure that your job appears in that. And if I also want to get that newspaper, I'll pay for the newspaper to pick out those jobs. But LinkedIn, it is all about you having your data. You don't need to buy that newspaper. You don't need to buy anything. Trust me, if you have seen any job advert today in a newspaper, if you go to LinkedIn, you'll find that job advert. And I realized that the job adverts on LinkedIn come even faster before these other news are out. So when you're on LinkedIn and you have that notification button on, you can always look through. There are several jobs, internships, you can even look through graduate trainees. There are several jobs, and I'm so sure that they are well paying. But for you to get those jobs, first of all, you have to work on your profile. So when your profile is doing well, when your profile is updated, there are several things that we do. You can do something small and you post it on LinkedIn. You can be like, I've been watching this video and it is so interesting and it teaches about this and this. Or you want to be a motivational speaker and you always record your videos, upload them on your YouTube. By the way, when you have even a YouTube channel, if I can share my screen here, let me see if I can have my YouTube channel shared. But when you go to YouTube, when you go to YouTube, when I go to YouTube and just search for Conrad Leonard Solutions, this is my YouTube channel. Conrad Leonard. So when I search for my YouTube channel, I'll automatically find it here. But when I click on it, I realize that there are several options. You can see these buttons here. This is a Facebook button, and this is a Twitter button. This is a LinkedIn button. This is an Instagram button. So there is a way these things are all linked together. It will give you an option of linking all your social media accounts together. That means when you go to my YouTube channel, you can even go to my LinkedIn account, because when I click on this, I'm here clicking on that button, it will take me to my profile. So I can still access my LinkedIn account. So there are several ways that we can market ourselves. There are so very many ways that we can market ourselves, but I would really say LinkedIn gives you, like how Angela talked about the one page. It gives you that one page that you can find, or because when you don't have a website, yes, a website will give you phone number, everything detail, but LinkedIn is better than Facebook. When you go to Facebook, you'll find that I went to this school, but you won't find my experience. And if I've done a few small courses that you can see, maybe when you scroll down here, you'll find that I've volunteered with this, but Facebook won't give you anything to do with volunteering. So there is a lot that is within the LinkedIn account. And if you maybe fail to work on it, or maybe if you need help on it, please let me know. I can always come in to help, maybe when there's time. But I think I can always create time to help you out when you have problems with creating a LinkedIn account. But apart from that, I think on my side, it is all about marketing ourselves. Let's keep on doing that. Recently, I was searching for Edwin. So when you search for Eddie Jack, you'll find that you can easily find him on Facebook. His first page that comes up is Facebook. But I told you in the beginning that if you have a LinkedIn account, it will automatically come up first. So I can easily tell that Edwin doesn't have a LinkedIn account. So this is Eddie Jack, but I'm sure this is not the Eddie Jack we are looking for. So this is Eddie Jack 8345 something. So this is also a LinkedIn account for Eddie Jack, but it is a different one. Like I was telling you, it will ask you to use several names or add digits on your account so that you're different from those people that you're having. Or if you're even looking for your name, you make sure you add your country. Sometimes you need to add your country. Maybe you're looking for Muzuni Edwin, and then you put Uganda. So LinkedIn comes first. And for marketing purposes, of course, it is also up to where you're marketing yourself. When you're updating your jobs on LinkedIn, it will ask you which country you want the jobs to come from. If you want to work in the United States, trust me, you'll get adverts from the United States. But if you want jobs from Uganda, you also get notifications from jobs around Uganda. Apart from that, I think that's all I had to share for today's Stanley. From my side, I'll just say thank you, all the members that managed to come in today. We always have our meetings on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. That is Ugandan time, East African time. You can always create time, join in. We always have several people that come in for our meetings, but of course, we have different people because of several things. Today I'm fixed, today I'm caught up, today I was still in class, maybe there is jam. So, and we are still sorry that we didn't, our main guest speaker didn't make it today, but I'm sure he can make it some other time. Apologies on our side. but I'm sure when he's ready, we can see when we can have him again. And if you're there and you feel like you can be our guest speaker next time, sure, we'll be so humbled and we'll be so happy to have you as our guest speaker next time. If you go to our website, if you want to contact us, go to Educational Missions, and there's resources just right. No, questionnaire. When you go to our questionnaire, you will contact us in that way, or you can even send us a message just right here. Oh, let me see this. You can just send us a message at the, just need to remove this. Oh, when you click on this button, you can easily contact us. You send us a message and we'll be able to reply back to you. So from my side, I'll say it is a good night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Conrad. I appreciate that very kindly. Anybody have any more comments here before we call it a day? Yes, Edwin.
Good evening to everyone. I am really sorry that I've missed the last two meetings and today I'm very late, but we have to blame Conrad. He well knows that I'm a moving person, but he didn't remind me today that I've been here earlier. So I'm really sorry for that. Once again, I always feel great being here. I missed a lot. I really didn't know what you guys talked about. I don't know if maybe you even shared money because being late is bad. I'm sorry for being late, but I can always be around. In our camp, we got a new camera. Yeah, we had the other one, and we have been strategizing using a logic book. We were able to buy another new camera. Conrad is aware. So we are happy and we are progressing step by step.
Good.
Yeah, we hope things can be fine very, very soon, more than how they have been. The camera is here. It is 6D. In 6D Nikon, we had, 6D Canon. We had the Nikon. Or is it? This is the Nikon we started with. This is our first camera. We still have it. Then we got another one. So photography will be on top as well as we continue to progress. I am really happy that I've been reading the book. I read it, I again repeat it. My friends have accessed and they have read through, and sure they are happy.
Any other final closing words from anybody here? All righty. Well, Conrad, I assume you'll reach out to Eddie Jack and told him that he got frozen there. You know, when we write another copy of the book here, I bet he's going to be coming back in here in just a second. Let's see if he does. Evans, it's been very great to have you with us today. I appreciate it very much. I've known you stuck in there. I've seen your face a couple of times, and I know you've been listening intently. I appreciate that very much. Benin, also, I'm very glad to have you. Danny, is that how you say it? I may be one of the problems of being an old white guy from the U.S. is a lot of times you don't know how to pronounce some of your names, and I do apologize for you along those lines. And I know you've been changing names just to make it easier to say. But anyhow, when we have another update at some particular point on the book, Teddy, I hope you'll have a a testimony that you'll be able to share, that you'll be able to get to us. We'll be able to share and include in that, as well as some others. Okay, guys, let's call it a day. All right. I appreciate it very kindly. Communicate it with us in any way that you can. And with that, we're going to say, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. All right, here we go all one time. Bing.
Bye.